about the inspection process when you have the property under contract and we have an inspection clause in the contract. What is the inspection process? What do you do? What does it mean? That's what we're going to chat about for a second. If you haven't been watching my buyer series, go back and get caught up. I'm going to post it right here, the whole playlist, so you can watch it and then catch back up with us. So during the offer process, you would have had to have a decision whether or not you want to have an inspection on the property or not. So you and I would have discussed that. You would have negotiated a period of time to have that done, and that's a contingency. Most of the contracts that are written in our area are considered as-is contracts. So what that means in regards to inspections is that the seller's expectation is that they're not going to do any repairs on the property. The inspection is just basically for your knowledge as the buyer of what may or may not be any issues with the property. Now, the other part of the as-is contract is that if we have, let's say, a 7-day inspection period in there, you as the buyer has the right to cancel for any reason during that inspection period of time. So that gives you an out of the contract if something comes up that is not pleasing to you. But also understand that if something large comes up on an inspection report, we're still going to go back to the seller and ask them to, fix it or replace whatever it is that is need to be fixed or replaced if it's of a major type of item. And if something major is found on a property and the property goes back on the market for some reason, it really is the legal responsibility of the seller to disclose that to any new sellers. So before I dive into that too much, let's talk about having an inspection done. So when you have an inspection done, I do have an inspection company that I work with all the time for my buyers, and I'm going to go ahead and post their video here too. I did a couple videos with them about all the different types of inspections that can be made on a property, and then they did like a really cool walkthrough video of what they do on an inspection, which would be really cool for you to watch as well. So there are multiple different type of inspections depending on the type of property. Will depend on the type of inspection. Sometimes the insurance companies will ask for a certain type of inspection, like a wind mitigation, which talks about the roof, or a 4-point inspection, which talks about all the major mechanicals. So you've had your inspection done. The results are usually received the same day, which I really like about using Aim Higher Inspection Company. They're very professional. They get their results back to us with all the documents and all the pictures. And you and I will both have an opportunity to go over that report and make a decision if there's some items that really stand out that need attention. And those could be a wide variety of different things, honestly. Some of the things are going to be cosmetic and you really don't want to go back to the seller and nitpick them on cosmetic things. But if there's something of a large amount, that really needs to be addressed, whether it's an air conditioning issue or hot water heater issue. I have a buyer that just closed, and the inspection, during the inspection, the hot water heater was fine. But literally, and it was an older hot water heater, but literally 2 weeks before closing, when I went out there to just go take a look at the property for my buyer, the hot water heater was leaking at the top and the bottom. So I had to go back to the seller and we got the hot water replaced, and they got a brand new hot water heater before they closed. So at the time that you look over the list, if there are some things that we need to go back to the seller for, then I'm going to have a request to repair made and presented to the listing realtor, and then we go from there. Whether the seller wants to fix it, replace it, or don't want to replace it, as long as we are within that inspection period of time, you are covered. So if we present the report 3 days into that inspection period of time, you've got a 7-day period of time to do your inspections, which is kind of the average. There's plenty of time for that seller to respond and for you to make a decision. My goal is always to make sure to get you the best property as possible, to get things addressed if they need to be addressed, and for you to be happy at the end of the day. So if you have any questions more about the inspection process, again, watch those other couple of videos because they're really informative and much more detailed than this one is. Please do that. And if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I say it every single time, do it. Subscribe, please. I love to provide educational content to all of my buyers. And if you're ready to purchase a property, my information is at the end of this video, and you can reach out. We can start that conversation. Y'all have a great day. Bye.